Hey Doug, I just looked into your classroom and I learned too. And just letting you know, my scores right now aren't like what I think you're doing. It's just sort of a jumping off point for questions, I guess, as I'm going through. So I just said you're doing a lovely job in your class. Recommend that you use announcements regularly and consistently build faith in Christ. And just because your students respond so well, and just because it's one of the objectives in the course. So let's go ahead and look together at some of the stuff I filled out. So with building faith in Christ, when you do it, it's so powerful, and I saw it in almost all your notes. I think you didn't post week 3 notes, so that kind of hurt. But like you had said, it's so neat to watch your students reacting to what you're sharing. I love how you're applying what they're learning to gospel principles. Anyway, it's really awesome to see. I think you can just make sure that you're doing it each week would be great. You're probably doing it in emails as well. But the easy thing with those emails is just post them in announcements so that there's a record of your emails. Your students can see them right in the classroom. And then I can also look at them and see what you're sharing with students. I can see you developing relationships with and among students in your feedback on the small and large assignments, in your Q&A on your notes pages. What else are you doing in this area to develop relationships with and among students? I'd be interested to hear. Inspiring a love for learning, I think you're absolutely doing that in your notes and your feedback. Any other place, I'd love to hear. Again, I'm not scoring you. This is how it is. It's more just asking you questions about where you're inspiring love of learning. Embracing university citizenship, you get full points there just by virtue of being a great TGL and meeting your responsibilities in that capacity. So good job there. And I know you work in design professionally. Are you sharing insights with and building capacity among your peers is sort of the question, just to see again where you'd score. And then in the course visit, we already talked, your profile is polished, engaging, it looks great. Your notes from instructor, Module 1 notes aren't very readable. If you look in your classroom, which, you know more about design than I do, so I defer to you in that way. But when I look at this, it's just a huge block of text that spans my whole computer. It's not very readable to me. Anyway, so I don't know. I write my notes in letter form and they have bullets. Again, I've just heard that people are drawn more visually to the left-hand side of the page, and this one to me didn't engage as much. But then it, in future notes, it's better. Like I think Module 4. You've got your visual, you've got your bold. Again, you do design and I don't, so I don't want to be saying anything that's just totally useless, but I do invite you to make things visually easy for your students and make sure that you're posting notes for every week. Let me see what else. And that's basically what I said. Oh, I just mentioned Hillary Weber's presentation on rewiring the brain, just on visuals, may be helpful. It's in our the webinar. It's posted there. You don't use your announcements very much. I know some people don't. But to me it is. It's just a way to document my group emails for myself, and it helps people who are looking in your classroom see what you're sharing. So that would be helpful to have. Your discussion boards. I love your participation in. Let's see, where is it? Oh, let's see. You engage really well in your notes from instructor Q&A. I don't see you in any other discussions. I just flipped randomly. Or the discussion board's only intended for students. I have some like that, so I just wondered if that's what yours are as well. If there isn't really a place for you, just kind of let me know. Gradebook looks fantastic. I don't know why I'm having issues looking at this with you, but the only thing is make sure that you're updating your gradebook. For example, you have a bunch of things that your students have done where you already submitted it in 100% for them, but then they post it again. And the issue with that is that it just fills up your dashboard. So if you just go in, it takes 5 seconds to click on it, click submit score, and then it's done, and you don't have to think about it again. So there's a bunch of those that aren't filled in. Everything else looks current. It looks like, that's in week 6, so that's not a big deal. And that's in week 6 again. So everything's looking current. It's just updating the 100s, which isn't a big deal, and filling in that mid-course feedback too. So other than that, everything looks great there. And your assignment feedback is just stellar. I love your, anyway, you just personalize it. You're making a few comments on the rubric and adding additional comments and getting it done. So great work. And I guess so my calls to action are to post your weekly emails and announcements so they're documented, and make sure that you're posting notes each week and inviting you to build faith in Christ each week, and let me know if you're doing it, in another way, but just invite you to bring it into the classroom for all of the weeks. That's it.